Wait, is there a clicker? Or am I just supposed to click like the?
I don't think we have a clicker.
I don't know what size it is.
You just, yeah.
Alright, hello everyone, I'm Edward and I'm a junior at North Creek High School. And can I get a show of hands? Have you guys, please raise your hand or like tell me if you guys know or have watched a TED Talk before. Yeah, great. So I'm sure, okay, so I'm really happy to hear that you guys all know what a TED Talk is. So pretty much what we are going to be doing this week, I'll go over an agenda, what we're going to be going over. The first day, we're going to like learn about what a TED Talk is and what components they all have. And then I'll introduce the assignment that we're going to be doing for this whole week. And then that includes every one of you presenting in the last 2 days. And then the second day, we are going to be narrowing down and zoning in on a specific topic that we want to talk about. And then the third day, I'll provide you with some more feedback and some help, some writing tips for a TED Talk. And then on the last day, we'll spend the first half of class figuring out, like finalizing our TED Talks. And then in the final half of that class and on Friday, we will then do the actual writing of our TED Talks. So to get you guys like started and to like brainstorm a little bit, every day this week, I'm gonna give you guys a quote and then a TED Talk that goes somewhat related to that quote. So this is the first quote that, sorry. So the goal for this week is that we're going to be writing a 3 to 5 minute TED Talk, and then we're going to be presenting that. So most TED Talks are typically around between 5 to 15 minutes, but the thing is we don't really have enough time to be able to extend that. So we're going to be shortening it to just around 3 to 5 minutes because that is simpler, and I think it is enough time for you to be able to share your story and what experiences you want. All right. So this is the first quote of the day. It says, "The opportunity of a lifetime must be seized within the lifetime of the opportunity." What do you guys like? Do any of you guys? Okay, I'll give you some time to think, and then I'll ask one of you guys for some ideas of what you guys think this means. All right. Does anyone have any ideas of what this quote would potentially mean or be implying? You.
You need to take your chances before they disappear.
Yes, exactly. That's a great way to interpret it. And just it's a good piece of advice in general, right? Because in life, we often have these opportunities, but we feel like we're too scared to do it. We feel like we're gonna get judged if we take this opportunity. So I think just understanding the importance of opportunity and being grateful for the chance to be able to have these opportunities is very important. All right, and then now I have a TED Talk that we will be watching. Okay.
My name is Abby Cruz. I'm with ABC News in Washington, D.C. I'm also a committee member of the National Press Club. But forget about all that for just one quick second. Because this right here is a dream come true. And I say a dream because I've been through hell and back. But the reason why I'm here, standing on this stage, speaking to you guys, is because I never stopped seizing the opportunity. No opportunity was too small for me. Just last year, I wasn't with ABC. I wasn't on the committee of the National Press Club. And most importantly, I was sitting in the same seats you guys are sitting in. So, today, I'm gonna give you guys 3 keys on how to seize the opportunity so that this time next year, you guys will be speaking to me. So, key 1 for seizing the opportunity. Tough times don't last, tough people do. And as cliche as that sounds, true. My life, like I said, it's been a nightmare. I'm born and raised in North Philly. South. No one in my family graduated from high school. No one in my family graduated from college. My biological father wasn't in my life. And my mom has 4 kids, and we all have different bodies. And just like a lot of people living in my neighborhood, we all had the same struggles. I was raised by my grandparents since I was a baby till I was 8. From 8 to 15, my mom wanted a second chance. living with her. And that's when hell started again. Every time my mom would see me, she put her hands on me. Every time she was angry, I'm getting it. She just did not like seeing my face. Sure enough, she told me, you know what? If I had the chance, I would evict you right now. One day I came home from school, and all my stuff was on the sidewalk. And I was with my best friend at the time. I said, what should I do? She was like, you could just come live with me. So, 15 years old, I'm a runaway. And a real runaway, because I never went back. Started working full time, and the only opportunity I wanted was to finish school. Because that seemed to me like the way out.
Alright, now let's just act like we finished watching that, okay? Yeah. Great, amazing talk from this speaker. Give her a round of applause, please. Alright, so after watching that talk, what do you guys think was one component about it that you guys think you guys have seen in every single talk that you guys have like watched before? Like every talk has one specific aspect that makes it a TED Talk. Like, do you guys have any ideas?
Your personal anecdote.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's a good one, right? But the thing is, not like that is an important aspect of a talk, but not every talk has to have that. The most important aspect is actually a message. Every good TED Talk has a specific message catered towards the audience. We can see that her message was to always be willing to seize new opportunities, because you never know what is for you. And then the message could be something like, it doesn't have to be something that's like really like obvious. It could be something kind of weird, right? Like for example, I gave a TED Talk to my school, and I talked about how when I was addicted to video games, that taught me how to become disciplined and to complete all my homework on time. So like your approach to this does not have to be like a straightforward line. It could be something that seems sort of like contradictory, but then as long as your talk has a meaningful lesson to it, you can talk about anything you want. Yeah, so let's brainstorm a little bit to try to figure out what type of topic we have. Let's ask it, I'll give you guys some time, like just like answer these questions in your mind and like write them down. The first question is, what do you love doing? Like this could be like, you could love playing like a sport, you could love video games, you could love going outside. It could be anything like this. If there's one thing you would say you love doing, what would you guys say it is? Like write that down. That works as well. You can write that down as well.
Yeah.
Alright. Okay, and then now let's just act like you guys all wrote that down. And then alright, and then the next question is, what experiences has changed like your view of something within the world? It doesn't have to be anything like big or something like change your perception on like how like people are. It could be something small, right? It could be like something about like how you started treating your homework differently, how you started like walking to school differently. Like, is there any experience you've been through that sort of forced you to change your current approach? Because that is the best way to discover what topic you want to talk about for your TED Talk. Write that down, and then for a minute.
我以前，在我小的时候，我那个春节的时候，如果说我摔碎了一个碗，我的家人就会很生气，因为感觉不吉利。但是我后来去我的一个朋友家，那个也不是一个亲戚吧，一个远房亲戚家过春节，我在他们家摔了一个碗，我当时脸色大变，我觉得我要完了，我可能会，我不仅是摔了碗，而且我是在别人家摔了碗。结果他就拍了一下桌子说：“岁岁平安，岁岁平安。”这件事情就过去了，然后这个事情就后来就改变了我很大的一个心态，我后来就不是在担心这种事情，我就会觉得哦，其实很多小事情不能够来就是论我的整个人生，然后我也不至于为这种小事情感到紧张。我觉得那个是很小，但是改变了我自己很大一个心态的一个事情。
对 I think that is a very good story, right? And if you can talk about that, like you could talk about how like a smashing of plates like change your view of like compassion or something like that. Like that is one way to start to develop a good topic. And then the previous question sort of leads into this next one. Do you guys have any like odd beliefs that like let's say like people think of one thing but you think another thing? Like for example, people think like pineapple doesn't belong on pizza, but you think it does belong on it. Like, do you like take a few minutes to write down like it's a specific odd belief that you guys have? All right, let's act like we're done. Does anyone want to share what like odd belief they have?
I believe that karma is real because one day I got really lucky in a video game, and then my grades dropped.
Yeah, that's
a
a
good thing and a bad thing.
I agree with that. Yeah, and then I love how you told me about a story of what happened. You told me like a personal anecdote like that you said that occurred. So I think it's like just being able to talk about the story is a very important part. So yeah, these are some great ideas so far. Just keep thinking about it. Okay, you guys do not have to have your idea narrowed down by the first day. That is what, like, spend some time like later today, like at night, or maybe when you're sleeping, and then tomorrow we will then gather and then we'll try to narrow down and finalize what our ideas. Like, the truth is, you can genuinely talk about anything for a TED Talk. These are real topics that people have talked about. This first guy is an activist, and he talked about and he taught how to wipe your hands with just one paper towel. Like, it seems so like bizarre, right? But he had a purpose behind his talk. And then this other guy, he just spent his whole talk beatboxing. Like, that sounds really like bizarre as well, right? But the thing is, there was a lesson behind his talk. There was a purpose. Right. And then this is generally like what the formatting of our TED Talk is going to look like. So we want to start with an introduction. And from what you guys have learned, like, what have you guys learned about like introductions in school? Like, what have you guys been taught, like how you're supposed to write them?
It has to catch the audience's attention.
Yeah, I agree. That is what we want to do in this in our TED Talk, in a TED Talk as well. The main goal is to be able to capture the audience's attention. So, like for example, like you can just like talk about how like you can say a statement that is like kind of like odd, right? So that entices the audience to keep on listening. So that is what we're going to be like doing for our introductory part. And then the next part is the body, which is just the story you're going to tell. And the story could be, like as I said before, it could be about anything that you want. And then the most important part, I think, of the TED Talk is the closing. Make sure you emphasize the message of your talk. That is the most important thing that we are going to be focusing on, the conclusion and emphasizing your message. I'll provide with an example of an intro and a closing for the TED Talk that I gave. So my intro here is, my biggest fear in life is not death or spiders. It's when someone asks me, what do you like to do in your free time? And if you guys heard someone say this intro for a TED Talk, what like would you guys be thinking? Like, what do you guys think it would potentially like be about?
I would probably think, what does he do in his free time?
Yeah, exactly, right? So the thing is, like, it's like kind of like a broad thing, right? And then it forces the audience like question, oh, like what could it be about? And then it makes them more interested on what the topic could potentially be about. So that is like one way to gather attention, a hook. Alright, and then the body is just like the story that we're telling, and then that's like what the main bulk of the talk is going to be. And then lastly, this is the closing. So in my talk, I talked about how I emphasized the importance of being addicted to a video game and how that taught me how to become disciplined in school and like do my responsibilities. So my closing here is, addiction is like focus without direction. Once you can reclaim this focus, you choose where to aim it. And that is what will make you unstoppable. And what do you guys think of this close? Like, what do you guys think is like a strength of it?
Very clear what message you try to deliver.
Yeah. Do you guys think like there's any like things that are like problems with it, like that could be worked upon? Okay, that's why. Because as long as you like, the good part of this, right? We're emphasizing the claim, emphasizing the message, and that is the most important thing that we'll be doing. Yeah, and that's it.
对， 跟北昆的问题是一样的，就是如果说是我们会考虑到有一些4到7年级的学生的话，有一些主题啊或者是怎么样的话，是不是需要把他们做得更加的简单和易懂以及生动一些？
Yeah,对, I was thinking about that, right? Because
Yeah.
this yesterday I tried like I searched like TED Talk about opportunity, and most of them are kind of like for advanced level people, right? Like adults and like older like high scores for me. So I think an alternative we can do is like I could just like write out a script or it, or I could just like search for like different topics. Like we need to make sure that it is like accessible to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
我有一个就是 similar 的 feedback，
Yeah.
就是非常 tactic feedback， 就是你是先看了一个 video， 然后 ask a question what's the car， 我觉得如果把这两个就是 flip 一下，可能会对这个 audience 更 easy。
So do you mean like you flip the part where I ask like what does every TED Talk have, and then I show the thing?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I think I can do that. That's
Yeah.
fine.
我之前有看到另外一个问题是，是大家会在讨论，当时是那个 New York Times 在讨论那个问题，说，你最喜欢的 YouTuber 是谁？你最喜欢的内容是什么？
Yeah.
我觉得，可不可以就是说，我们先来讨论一下孩子们他们最喜欢的东西和最想 talk about 的东西。
like we do like that, those
Yeah.
questions at the start.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think that would work then. Yeah, I think that's very helpful. I didn't think about it.
可以做一个 questionnaire，
Yeah.
然后发下去，然后一个 first aid， 然后。
就第一天就相当于是 warm up， 然后进行了一个整个场子也炒热了嘛，然后那个就是大家也讨论得更充分。
Oh yeah, I think.
I think I really like your 3 examples there. Everyone can answer them. And the example you give, for example, pineapple on pizza, I think that they can all relate. So those are good. My feedback is similar. I feel the TED Talk you picked is a little bit boring maybe to the kids, right? So how do either the topic need to be more related, or maybe have a kid or younger presenter as an example?
A bit different, but I think there are parts where you talk for a very long time. I do think that your like tone is really good, but sometimes maybe the kids will be a bit, they might like, their mind might start to wander, they might start thinking about other things. I think you could, at like some intervals, add more where you ask them questions so they can keep engaged.
Okay, yeah.
对，就是所有的那个朋友们都可以注意，就是我是有资金给大家来进行那种，比如说你们要发礼物也行，或者说是发什么零食什么的，都可以跟我申请钱，然后我来买。对，如果说大家觉得就是这个当中可以来一点这种活动的话，
Wait, I was thinking like I have like a bag of Jolly Ranchers, right? And if they share, I just like throw one to them. Yeah, I think that's a great way to improve like engagement. Well, like, what's the ratio of 男孩女孩？
有女孩吗？
有，至少2、3个，至少2、3个。
10 to 4。
OK， 那个你说。
我想有个问题，我说你这个是教孩子怎么去做 TED 是吧？是教他比如说怎么头脑风暴啊，怎么去做这个 topic 啊什么？就是我觉得年纪小一点的。